My husband confessed to me yesterday that he is in love with my sister in a drunken state. I don't know if I should take it seriously or it's just a drunk thing. Yesterday, we had dinner with my sister and her husband, and we all had a lot to drink. After my sister and her husband left, my husband and I had sex. Neither of us were tired, so we continued drinking a bit of wine, listening to music in the background, and everything was amazing, I thought. My husband was smiling and in a good mood. He's always like that when he's drunk. We talked about my sister and her husband. He just suddenly said, "I'm so in love with sister's name." I said, "What?" He said, "I'm so desperately in love with sister's name. What I would do to taste her lips. She's brilliant." He looked dreamy and was still smiling. I said, "How drunk are you?" He said, "Probably plenty." I was drunk too, but still it hit me like a ton of bricks. I just sat silent there, and he too was in his own world, with a smile etched on his face. He looked like he was a million miles away. I went to bed. This morning all memories came rushing, and now I'm not drunk. It hit me even more what he said. I'm horrified and my heart is in pieces. He hasn't mentioned anything and is acting normal, yet hangover. I don't know what to do now. He has always had a good relationship with my sister with mutual respect. Should I ignore his drunken comments? Was that just him being drunk? Should I wait for him to start talking? Not sure he even remembers. What about the sex we had? Something was different, even though I loved it, and I thought it was one of the best sex of my life. He was different, passionate, tender and loving, and he kept saying, "I love you. You were brilliant." Peace. My sister has always been modest and tomboyish, but she has lost 25 kilograms and have been working out for a year. She had a form-fitting red dress yesterday with red lips. She looked stunning and we all gave her compliments about it. She was very happy about it. I don't know why I included this. I thought maybe it's relevant. These were the best replies. Definitely bring it up once he's not hungover anymore and can think clearly. I am torn over whether I believe the old saying, "Drunk minds speak sober thoughts," because I do think alcohol inhibits a lot of clear thinking and decision making. However, I also don't know how much I believe alcohol alone can make someone's husband confess to being in love with their sister. Do you think you'll be able to get over this, regardless of how much he denies those feelings being true? Because I think he will deny it. If I were me, I'd never feel comfortable with my husband and my sister being in the same room again, which isn't sustainable for a marriage. The worst thing to do is take advice from Reddit. Everyone always pushes for divorce. A lot of people here also don't know what a healthy relationship is like, or are the toxic ones themselves giving you advice. Communication. Confront him and talk about that. I don't believe in the drunk words, the sober thoughts saying. I've seen kind men turn into completely different people when drunk. Alcohol is fucking terrible, and the shit it can do, like little things like this, are awful. Who knows if he meant it? Don't assume you're in a whole marriage. This isn't a high school relationship. Confront it. This isn't a one-time scenario worth throwing away a marriage. This is absolutely worth talking about first. And then pending that talk, you should make a decision. You shouldn't trust anyone here with relationship advice. It's comical. TBH, I've said things while under the influence that I didn't mean in the way they came out. So I am always a bit skeptical when it comes to drunk confessions. You say she looks stunning and wore red lipstick. Could it be he had a fleeting thought about that during dinner and accidentally expressed that to you afterwards? A lot of people have such thoughts here and there, not necessarily sexual but inappropriate in general, and they are normally meaningless. If you say he looked so unbothered and happy, I mean, even drunk people realize they're speaking to their wife. No, I don't believe he would have been so chill if he was aware he was nuking your marriage with that confession. I really think you should talk to him. He's probably attracted to your sister. That much is clear. But is he actually in love with her? Or does he just think she's brilliant and good looking? Which, if she objectively is, could you blame him? I despise infidelity, BTW, So I'm not defending him, he really is in love with her. My ex-husband tried to kiss my sister once while drunk. He never admitted to liking her. I'm fact. He always said he disliked how nosy she was. I chose to believe he was just drunk. But I wasn't at home the time it happened. I was visiting my mom. My sister used to live with us and decided to stay back to spend time with her boyfriend. It became a shit show. Parents took sides. Sister moved out. I stayed married another 5 years. Big mistake. My relationship and trust were broken and I couldn't repair it. If I were you, I would confront him and get the honest truth. Then go from there. Okay. Here's the thing. You both were drunk, and he had an honest moment in his drunkenness. But know what? Now you sit with it until you can formulate your feelings and thoughts around this. How has your marriage been up until now? Has he been a good and loving partner? If so, one thing to consider is that you can hold both the OV and desire in the same heart at any moment. Feelings are ephemeral, but actions matter. Has he ever acted on his impulses? Does he love your relationship deeply? Perhaps he's attracted to her, but so what? As we mature into adulthood, it's a long process, and we don't all get there at the same time or at all. We realize that we can be attracted to people, and even immensely so, and still not act in our impulses. Now is not the time to talk because your feelings are incredibly raw. But it may be a good idea to put a bit of distance between you and your partner until you understand how you feel about this beyond anger. What are you physically prepared to do? When you at least know how you feel about this beyond just anger, that's when you speak. Did it hurt your feelings? Did it make you feel insecure? Do you believe it has changed your relationship to him? Can you move forward with him and still retain a healthy relationship with your sister? Do you believe exist comfortable without this relationship going forward? Are you secure enough in the relationship to allow it continue? These are all difficult questions to assess while you are white hot. It's important to sit with the discomfort and process it a bit before you talk with your husband. Take your time. There is no answer that he will give you that will make you feel less hurt. You will have to do the work of moving forward with this. People are imperfect. We are irrational animals. But if we can move forward with mutual respect and kindness, that's the solid foundation needed to build a strong relationship. Not desire. He may desire her, and it may surface when he's had a few drinks. But would he act on it ever? When you are ready, that is the question to ask him. And if the answer is yes, and if you love him enough, then letting him find a partner more compatible with him would be the ultimate act of love for both yourself and for him. Be tender with your own heart. It is bruised, but bruises heal. You will be okay one day, just not today.